S4 Dummies.
Welcome to Thursday.
Friends Extra, Shenanigans, and Paul here joining us. Having a good time because you know whiskey's only good when it's shared.
That's right.
That's right. We can't share with Mark this week, though, because he's not here.
Yeah, we're missing one dummy. But you know what? He's hog hunting, so he's going to have just... Actually, I think he's on.
He's probably...
He might be on.
He can watch us drink some of the good stuff back there tonight.
We go.
Okay, we're pulling the cast rings coming out.
But before we get to that, we got to have a discussion this evening. This week we posted the White Walker from Johnnie Walker. We were less than enthusiastic about this bottle. We good, Drew?
Yes.
Everything's cool? All right.
I watched the video. I thought it was fantastic.
I watched it a couple of times. At first I felt kind of guilty, and then I remembered that I didn't put that liquor in the bottle, right?
Yeah.
You know, we do what we can to be honest about what's in there, and we've had a lot of really good bottles. This one did not live up to expectations whatsoever. But we're going to give it a fair shake tonight because in my glass right now, I'm having Grant's. Neat. I notice a nice malty character to the Grants. What do we pay for the Grants? It's like $20, right?
Yeah.
18, 20 bucks.
Not.
I saw a fifth of Johnnie Walker on sale at the store the other day for $18. So I can buy both of these bottles for what we paid for this.
And you can
right?
almost round up and put this to it with it.
Right? So here's the deal. I'm sipping the Grants, and it's actually pretty tasty.
It's a pleasant drink.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this at all. All right. So I'm going to move from the Grants real quick to the Johnnie Red, which, you know, there are people online that knock Johnnie Red, but you know what? It's been around a long time, and it does what it does. And it's in the same line as the White Walker. So I'm going to do this. This is their entry-level basic, half the price of this bottle. And then we're going to take a sip of that, and my expectation is I'm going to pour this down the sink. I just being honest.
So do we have water?
Why would you need water?
To rinse a glass.
Everything here is 40%.
Because going from Grants, the quality of Grants, you don't want to make another one taste better or worse than it already is.
Look, I think it'll be all right. If any of you think that you know, we're gonna have a problem with that,
And so says the chemist.
right?
Well, you know,
You guys are contaminating.
That's right.
Contaminating.
So do we want to put this into another
There'll
glass? So we
still
have to
be
contaminate our glass?
strings. You know, out here we have plenty of glasses.
That's killing me. Killing me. All right.
Okay.
I haven't had red for a little bit. You know what? It's got a little bit of a kind of a
You guys are ahead of me.
small acetone kind of odor. It's not horrible, but I mean,
Yeah, it's
I
not
can
as good as Grants.
I can tell that it's in the same line.
Not
You know what
as
I mean?
good as Grant's.
No.
No, it's not as malty. It does have more of a solvent kind of. I mean, especially, but if you let it air off, it's not as bad.
But you know what? On the palate, it's got some malt to it. It's not bad. I can drink that.
I think my wife was lying. She's actually got a bottle of this to take off her.
So
Nail
I'm
polish.
drinking the White Walker right
no,
now, and it's dreadful.
that actually has more malty flavor than the Grants does.
I don't want to smell this
All
anymore.
right, thanks, Scott. I think it's okay.
This has a
Can
better
take a break for a
mouthfeel than the Grants does, and I think it's got a maltier,
We
better.
didn't call outs yet?
Bob H said that's the first time I was ever going to pour whiskey down the drain. You are correct, sir. Normally, whiskey does not get poured out. The only bottle that we thought about pouring out was the Scotch Blue, and Andrew took one for the team on that one.
Well, you also
And you know what?
There's another bottle down here that you want to pour out, except for props.
Oh, yeah. That one's horrible.
The Scotch
It
Blue.
is pretty.
What's
Scotch
that?
Blue it was a bottle I got in Korea,
Oh.
specially formulated for the Korean market. It just didn't have the flavor.
I mean, that just.
I mean, it was. It's what they made.
Kind of
That was part of
self-explanatory.
their advertising. It was a Scotch whiskey, blended Scotch whiskey made for the Korean market.
Wow.
Have you guys done college yet?
Test Dummies gave away his White Walker.
Did you really?
That's what it says, man.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you what.
I don't
This bottle's getting beat up pretty hard, but I think it's legit. All right.
Bad.
So the red had a little bit of that acetone character that I was talking about with this, but there was malt underneath it, and I could get to it, you
In
know.
this
And
one?
traditionally, red is kind of more of a blending Scotch. You know, it's gonna be a Scotch and soda kind of deal, or a cocktail Scotch. It's not really a neat Scotch.
Normally
Can you hear us?
Go.
It just, I
Can
noticed
you
that on
hear
our
us?
last review, it's like the back here is normally louder
Right.
than
Oh
the
yeah,
front.
yeah, yeah.
Now it's
I
just
notice
the
that
front.
all the time.
So I'm gonna change this. Scott, you let me know if it's any better, please. I think this is what we're looking for right here.
Thinner from the new guy.
I wish I had headphones on.
Alrighty,
Now.
so I bought a bottle of that too, so I need to try
The
it, I
Grand
guess.
Legacy.
Yes.
Anything that comes in a plastic bottle, that's
Buy it.
quality right there. This is not good.
So the red isn't bad.
It's
It has
drinkable.
more body. It has more character than the.
I'm gonna go right
Great.
after this.
I will say that
Yeah, it's a little sharpie.
Should have done a lighter.
it's got
No.
there's a touch of sweetness that I don't remember from doing the review, but that's about the only redeeming quality that I can get out of this. It's really kind of not good. I think not
Harsh.
good is the way that I would,
It's harsh.
you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And smell the.
I will say that I still stand behind my. Hey, thanks, thanks, Robbie.
Thanks, Robbie.
Heck yeah!
Yeah, whiskey
It is a nice hat.
It is. I'm promoting the tube tonight, the whiskey tube tonight. I still smell glue, Elmer's glue and oranges. It's just,
I
I smell
you
like
get that
super glue.
It's got like a acetone
like a
chemical.
Yeah, it's that. It is. It's like
It's awful.
like when you're building a new house and you get that new house, that adhesive smell.
Yeah.
The construction adhesive.
Yeah, so
Totally.
And there's some
like
like
in that
there's some
commercial with
orange
the hard
in there,
hat on,
but
on
it's
the
not,
ivy. On the
it's
ivy.
like
Crazy
chemical
good.
it's
orange,
just a tiny bit of orange.
Right?
Yeah, it's like fake orange.
Yeah, like. All right.
That doesn't smell good to me. But
I'm
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 gonna
gonna
try
step
it.
off camera for a
Like
second.
like a NyQuil,
A NyQuil?
a Vicks product.
Yes.
It's got that finish to it.
You okay in there, Sean?
And my glasses.
Alrighty. Wow, that was amazing.
That's all I can do.
You didn't have to go off camera to
Now then.
shoot it.
So can we go to bed?
Yeah, right. That's exactly what happened. Andrew, could you bring me something that is
Okay.
of higher quality
Hold
than
on.
what I just had?
Okay, hold
Let's
on.
not go crazy.
Let's not go
Well,
crazy.
Well, if you're gonna be something really good, I mean, we need to kind of warm up to something better because this is. I don't want to go from crap to amazing.
How about something up on the
We
top?
need to go
shelf?
from crap
Kill
to
that.
something decent to.
No. We'll save that for a
Is
little.
that some
Alrighty.
pressure, some pressure on you there?
Something
Something
I can
just
wait.
kind of mildly
If
okay.
you can wait.
Finally okay.
Can you
Hey
wait?
Scott, did that help?
How about that
on
OP?
the audio? I changed the
We're gonna do a review
settings.
on that.
too.
We're gonna do a
Little
review on
settings
that.
change.
Which is the OP? What full name?
Yeah.
The 21?
Yeah.
He stepped off the puke. Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
Well, sort of.
Oh, there you go. We're just
watch that
discussing
flavor out
that
of
with
my mouth.
somebody.
OP 21.
Oh, you're going from that one to White Walker.
Now I feel better about my circumstances. So I am not going to change my opinion on the White Walker. I think our score
Okay.
was fair.
OP 21. Beautiful.
How about you?
Beautiful
What?
whiskey.
Sorry.
Did you try it again?
I'm gonna try to.
And I still stand by my opinion that the worst thing about the bottle isn't what's in it. It's the fact that you're getting a whole different market to come in and buy this bottle that maybe wouldn't have bought Scotch before, and they're going to not enjoy it
So
if they open.
when I finished that glass of the White Walker, it came across as almost nothing. That there was no flavor, there was no mouth. It just was like drinking
It goes away super
alcohol, water.
Which is good.
I mean, it's
Like
just
that's the
like
most
this-
redeeming quality.
Unfortunately, it just doesn't have the flavor that
That's
you want.
part of our
No.
levels
It's like
of
medicine or
score.
Yeah, I can tell
Not
you,
quality,
like,
not
there's
quality.
been bottles that
Yeah.
have been on the bar that took a while to go down, like they just weren't our favorites or whatever. But I will.
Sea salt.
I can't imagine a circumstance where I'm like, you know what? Give me a glass of that White Walker. It's just not gonna happen.
You know, I mean, you guys know. I mean, you nailed it, Sean, on the review. Honestly, I mean, and a lot of people have kind of agreed that this is going to sell like freaking mad.
Yep.
Oh,
And
it's
it's
like
perfect
mad.
timing for, Game of
Christmas.
Thrones and Christmas coming up. And everybody and their brother is shopping at Costco or wherever else and they say, oh, you know what, $30, sure, it's going to be a nice little treat, whatever. And maybe somebody hasn't had Scotch or is new to Scotch or whatnot. And they're going to get this bottle and be like, oh, this is amazing, it's going to be so cool. And they pour it in there and we're like, I don't like Scotch.
Right.
I don't like
I'm just
Scotch.
gonna pour this
I'm
out
just
and
gonna
call
pour
it a
this out
day.
and drink whatever else, right? But
Well-
I mean, I hope that's not the case. But
Or they're going to go back to their bourbons or other whiskeys that they like better. Because it's like, well, I have bourbon collection. They got me some Scotch. It's horrible. I'm going to stick with bourbons. Why would I go to Scotch?
That, or the other thing that I thought about today was it's not just about the people that have never had Scotch that buy this bottle and are put off by it. It's also the people that actually like Scotch a lot who buy this bottle and are like, this is awful. Like, there's no redeeming qualities about this whatsoever. Why would I buy
No.
anything else in the series?
Cooking Scotch.
Cooking Scotch.
Cooking
Interesting point.
Scotch.
There you go.
So I
Maker's
that,
Mark does that their clear version, which has
They're
it has been
it's the
aged.
Maker's
white.
or something.
White Lightning, essentially.
But
Yeah.
it's the same type of
Concept
thing,
of-
and they have a lot of recipes that they attach to that particular bourbon. So I think you might be onto that.
That's
You might be
interesting.
right.
Well, and we have to be honest that they, even as part of the Johnny White Walker marketing, they have a cocktail recipe that we probably should have considered trying, but they have a cocktail recipe with it. But quite honestly, you don't want to make a drink with bad Scotch because you're going to taste that bad Scotch in the good drink. Might as well make it with red or black or something other that's in the same price range and get some of the flavor of the Scotch to blend with the mixers.
Yep.
I'm gonna pour that one, pour this too. Shit.
So what do you guys?
I'll say one last thing for the whole thing. I don't want to keep bashing
Yep.
because Johnny Walker. I love Johnny Walker. I think that's a really.
But I
good
think
product.
that's the other part about this that hurts so much. Like, I know that they can make good Scotch.
They got great Scotch right up there. I mean,
You
they've
know?
got good Scotch, but I think it's a bad omen at this point, And you said something too that was kind of hitting in the mark. I think too is when you came out and say, "Well, you got to freeze the Scotch. You want to freeze it, or that's going to make it. You can't freeze it, obviously, make it cold. But I mean, you keep it cold
Keep it
because
in the freezer.
that's what you want to do. And it's going to taste better. I mean,
Yeah.
that just kind of sets some red flags off too. It's like it doesn't make sense.
As the scientist, when you chill something down, when you chill Scotch, you make it cold, you reduce the alcohol burn, you reduce the aromatic flavors, you reduce all that good flavor and richness and potency that comes out of a Scotch, you mute it all. And maybe they couldn't come up with a good enough Scotch.
I find that hard to
well,
believe.
so marketing came to them and said, we want to make White Walker, we want it ice cold. Make a Scotch that you can drink ice cold. And so they did.
If they would have poured red in this bottle, or just wrapped red with that label, it would have been better Scotch. They wouldn't have even had to change
we need to
anything.
put that in the freezer and taste it and see what it tastes like.
This is already better than that, so I guarantee you if I put it in the freezer, it's going to be better.
Could be.
Jason
I don't know.
says, on the bright side, steering people away from Scotch helps us keep the prices less crazy.
Well, that's true.
Maybe.
I can't argue with
Well,
that.
supply and demand kind of works, but
There's a lot of people on tonight, guys. I just want a couple shout outs. Bud's on. Good to see you, Bud. Thomas.
Hey, bud.
Andrew's on. Bud.
One else.
Steven.
Walker 2
2
liters
liters
of Coke.
Gregor. Hey, who is this person? I don't think I've seen
Who?
that person before.
Thomas M777.
Yeah, that's the one. Couldn't read it very well.
Where's your glasses at,
They're
man?
right down there.
Steve A. Chad
William's on. Steve A. Yep.
We'll
Kenneth
drink-
Kennedy.
Chad will drink Fireball before JW.
Ooh.
So, I know Chad commented on it that
Hey, Juan. Good to see you.
JW equals swill. Not all
patron.
of them do. Chad, I'll disagree with you on that. There are some good Johnny Walkers, but this one,
Isn't.
yeah.
Yeah, isn't good.
They wanted to put limited edition, although I got my bottle at Costco, and there wasn't a
$3
complete palette of it.
Yeah,
and
literally a palette.
tons of people are posting that on all different sorts of
He sent me this
whiskey
picture. I was like, what?
whiskey
I mean, there were
things.
dozens of them.
It's Costco's got it
Pallets.
on pallets.
Gregor's right. Let's be honest. We were always going to be more excited about the other Game of Thrones bottles.
And I'm gonna buy them all.
So
I'm gonna have
the-
them. I have
the-
this one too now.
One thing to note is when you see the Game of Thrones, Diageo promotes their Game of Thrones line, it does not include that.
True.
It has 8 bottles, the 7 houses, and the Night's Watch. That's their Game of Thrones line, not that. That is not included in it.
But if I'm
So-
a casual consumer,
Of course. Yeah. You're not going to buy the
Which I totally
9
am.
And those other
let's
bottles.
call me a newbie.
The other bottles are starting at $45 or $50. I mean that's they go up to 75 or 80 for each bottle.
All right, let's move on.
All right,
So a couple
okay.
things I want to say. I know you got some stuff to talk about too. I want to say a couple milestones today, guys.
Heck yeah.
One, we broke 4,000. Thanks a lot to this guy tonight and his show.
Yep.
He did a
Big
really nice
shout
shout
out,
out. It
Dr.
was
Beat.
awesome.
Appreciate
Got like
you.
20 subscribers right away. So we're finally past 4,000.
4,000.
He broke, Alcavite broke 5.
Yep.
That dude's going to be the next freaking Ralphie next week.
Yeah.
He will.
He's amazing. Such a great guy, though.
Yeah.
It's like everything he does is so from the heart. And I believe the test dummies just broke 9,000, I think.
Holy
as
cow.
well. So
Everybody's killing it. Killing it.
good week for YouTubers. So cheers, guys. Wheelhouse.
Cheers to whiskey tubers.
Thanks to all of you guys.
You're not out. You're not So,
You're out.
I know.
So what do you
I'm
think
waiting
about
for
this
my
OP21?
box.
Oh.
so Paul is a Scotch drinker. For those of you who don't know Paul,
We don't know Paul.
Hi, Paul.
he's drank some Scotch, and we've done some discussions, and he has a fantastic wife that gives him a bottle of Scotch as old as their anniversary every year.
What? That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's a
So
great
this will be
idea.
18 this year. So.
Perfect
Oh.
So
idea.
he needs
18, I
a
can do
good
Something
18-year-old
18.
Scotch
Give me an idea.
to hit on his bar. I don't know.
There's
if he has
that.
a-
There's
Oh,
that. There's
Johnnie Walker.
he likes the
We can
Glen
give you some
Morangi.
Oh,
He likes
Yeah,
Glen
that's not
Morangi.
bad.
I do. Oh, yeah.
But, oh,
Sing that.
There you
Sing
go.
Might be something.
That's 18.
And
Extremely rare. Extremely rare. Yeah, there's lots of good 18s. Yeah.
She started doing that with the Oban 14.
14.
Yeah.
Yep.
And one of these, I think, even Grant's here seems to have a little reminiscent flavor of that. But the Oban.
Open's good.
Yep.
We
Big
started off
fan of
with
that
Open
one.
way back when.
Steve says you married the right woman.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And Kenneth said, "Can you talk to my wife?"
Eventually, a divorce may be cheaper than anniversary.
Yeah.
Could very well be.
Wait, we get to the
We're on
30 year.
50.
We're on 60
What?
years. Bye-bye.
Right.
Deanston 18.
Deanston 18.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take a Deanston 20.
Yeah.
You know I will.
Yeah, that's amazing how fast that fires up.
Hey Scott, thanks. We appreciate that. So we actually had something go down today. I don't know if anybody's online that's close to the Indianapolis area, but I put our Scotch dinner tickets up on my restaurant's email list, and
Blown up.
I think we immediately sold 12 tickets. So. If you were in the Indianapolis area and you were on the fence about going to the Scotch dinner, highly recommend you get a ticket sooner rather than later.
Eric Wade's coming from California.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
wait to see
We were
him.
trying to talk Rob to come down from Canada. I'm not sure if he's got the permission yet, Rob. I think you're out there yet.
Rob, we're looking at you. You can stay. You can sleep right over there, man.
I'm
We
trying
got
to
to
get
take
Scott
care.
and Bart to come, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. They have too many things going on.
We got Tom coming down from
Tom's
Chicago,
coming
so
down.
that'll be cool.
Excited with
You know who
that.
else is coming, I think? Still crossing my
Yeah, I
fingers.
know.
Keith?
Lee.
Lee?
I don't want
Lee
to jinx
and
it,
Mark. I'm hoping.
I don't wanna
I'm
jinx it.
hoping.
but we've been
All the
working
way
on them
from,
for a minute too. So
where
that
are
would,
they from? Louisiana?
yeah. So that would be a lot of fun if they could come.
Is there a casting thing going on up here? Movie
It
or something?
could be, right? I mean,
That's
it's
what?
it's
There
kind
you
of a gathering, if you will.
If you're in Chicago, come on down. It's only 3 hours, obviously, from Chicago.
Bourbon Shenanigans is going to be there.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we've
He's still on. I'm still on. Give me a caller, Rob. Hey, can you send your hubby down?
Yeah.
Is it okay? I'm trying to get Keith from the Malted Man Cave to come too.
Yeah, he's a good time.
Yeah,
He's
he's fun to have.
Yeah.
He can
So-
sleep on the couch too.
We're gonna do a whole 3-course meal with Highland Park throughout the whole thing. You're gonna get a Highland Park bottle of Magnus, right?
Yep.
You guys drinking Magnus?
We were 12.
earlier.
You missed that one.
Oh, no, it's up there.
Yeah.
We're going to do a live video there. So if you're in, especially if the other whiskey tubers are here.
Plus
it'll be
5
crazy.
glasses of scotch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
5
the- and
glasses of
the freaking-
scotch,
Well,
4-course
you put together. Jeez.
4-course dinner, bottle of scotch, a glass, a
Wild
bottle hanger,
game.
and the live show.
which reminds me,
So-
you get those bottle hangers.
Yeah, it's going to be like Family Feud, right?
So,
Mark's going to play Richard
you need to get
Dawson.
some graphics.
Tell me you don't want to pay to go see that. But it should be a really good time. So if you guys are anywhere close to Indy, it's on November 30th. So we'd love to see as many people come as possible.
Any more questions, just hit our website, scotchfordummies.com. I think
Shoot us an
there's-
email.
Is it /tickets?
Yes.
Something?
Yep.
Okay, so you can go there as well. Or shoot us an email, hit us up. Or actually, even better yet, more and more people are getting on our Discord channel, which is on our description. Some of you guys can tell you where it's at. We're chatting throughout the day.
Yep. We love
And
talking to everybody.
We talk to people all the
We
day,
get nothing done at all.
We don't work
ever.
anymore.
We almost need an intern. When does
Yeah, I tried
that
to
when
get-
does that come about?
Trying to get Steven today. He was on Discord, and I'm like, hey, we need to hire somebody. Because what do you mean? I'm like, well, we need somebody to help us with, some things here like social media. He's like, oh, not me. I'm like, damn.
We need somebody that's like 19.
Energetic.
Yeah.
Well, they can't because it's
Can you make
alcohol.
it 21?
You gotta be-
Well, because
you
they
gotta
can
be
do
21.
social media while they're doing something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Without
they
even
gotta
looking.
be 21
It's all
to
good.
promote alcohol.
Any
Not
polled answers? No polled answers. I mean, maybe if Bourbon Shenanigans has a couple extra,
He'll become pulled in.
Depends,
Right.
yeah.
you
Depends
know,
on what.
maybe Mark.
You're gonna do the
Discord link is expired.
Not for long.
Yep. The man's fixing it.
I gotta put my glasses on though because I can't read it.
I can read it from over. It won't be long though.
Off-putting T-shirts coming soon.
Off-putting. Off-putting. That's a good idea. That's actually a good idea for the next set of coins.
I'm pretty sure that Drew's coin is going to say, "I don't want to smell this anymore."
I know. That is awesome.
You're going to have to work hard to come up with a better one.
That was pretty
I'm
good.
just saying. All right,
Maybe-
Bourbon
maybe I'll-
Shenanigans.
Alrighty.
What's in the box?
What's going on? Phil, let's make this
Two
a story.
things. Two things. 4,000 subscribers.
It's pretty
You
amazing.
guys have launched. That's great.
We were pretty excited when we hit 300, so 4,000 is a big deal.
It is a good deal.
Yeah. But and then Veterans Day, you tried the red, the white. So I figure, what the heck? Let's open a blue
What?
to celebrate 4,000.
I like what
Shut
you
up.
think.
I
Like
like
that.
the way you think, sir.
Congratulations, guys.
Bravo, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I get Mark's class, right?
Yes.
Well, of course you do.
Don't let
since
Sean
Mark's not here.
pour. Don't let Sean pour. You won't make it all there on the table with that bottle.
You got your knife on you? How are you guys?
No, I
classes
left it
going?
upstairs, actually. There's a wine key down there. There. Excuse your teeth.
Let's
Get
open
in there,
that one
man.
up. And I did
And?
bring something else.
What a Paul.
Oh! What's that?
Let's put that in front of these.
Whoa!
Elijah Craig what?
So we turned you into a Scotch drinker. You're trying to turn Drew into a bourbon
I think
guy?
he's trying to tease me.
But first, let's have the blue for you
Yes.
guys.
I'm
So
all down with that.
let's do that.
Yeah, this is a wee bit of an upgrade. A wee bit.
Wow,
Red, white,
dude.
blue, and Veterans Day,
I
right?
find that doesn't make it down the throat before it
All right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
You are the man.
I like it a lot.
I'm not going to give you what your
Sean for?
No. Another pour that half a glass. What
What
happened
glass
there?
is this?
Four finger pour.
What is this?
That is
You know what it is, right?
C917.
Just a splash.
Oh, I'm kind of excited by all that.
Oh, man. I haven't had a blue in a minute,
come
man.
No, it's been a while.
I still have that bottle
That's
of
what I
Home
figured.
open.
I was
still.
I was
Oh,
thinking
man.
Another round for you
Butter in it,
guys.
butterscotch.
There's still.
Oh, my
But congratulations.
Congratulations
Wheelhouse.
to you guys.
Wheelhouse to this guy.
Yes.
You are the man. sir.
That is a
And
good
wheelhouse
Johnnie
to you
Walker.
guys. Thank you for supporting us. Appreciate it.
We appreciate that
You're
every
one of
day.
those 4,000. Yeah, butterscotch and toffee. And
So why couldn't they put that in that bottle?
well,
For $30.
They would have
Well,
charged.
not for $30.
Surprise, $30.
but You could put some better stuff in there, right?
You kind of think they would. I mean, White Walker, Johnnie Walker Blue's got blue on it. I mean, people would probably pay $100 for that easily.
There's just a touch of
You remember
smoke on
that Simpsons episode when Bart's an exchange student to France and he
$50, I should say.
and they're putting like
40%.
what the heck were they putting in the wine bottles? It was like
formaldehyde or
yeah, it
something
was like
that.
horrible stuff. Like that's
I don't know.
And
that's
I
why
do,
they covered it up.
And I do agree. The B batch, the B517, or I believe, is absolutely fantastic too. But also the B from B518 is good too.
So James, I have to agree with you. I think the blue is better on the nose than the palate. The nose is just.
So
I don't know, I
I have
like
an
the
in-
palate.
interesting question. I think it's interesting, at least, for the crew tonight watching the show. I am pretty much strictly a Scotch guy. There are some bourbons, especially thanks to Scott, that's Dummies, that I'm starting to like. And this is probably one of them.
I wouldn't have put two and two together.
Hello. But I'm curious to see if people are watching, or if you're a Scotch person only, a bourbon guy that likes Scotch,
Kind of.
a pretty good blend, or
Second coming.
I think there's a lot of people like me that just like Scotch. So I'm just kind of curious. I mean, are you both sides of the
I
fence?
can, yeah, I'll drink both.
Okay.
You'll do bourbons.
I've done a lot better
Yeah,
since
so
I've been with
I
you
like
guys.
them neat.
That I still got plenty of bourbons, but now there's a select few here and there of the Scotch, and I appreciate it a little bit more. Still not into the peat though.
You'll get there.
I'm not a peat head like Bart and.
You drink
and-
Kuboken like it's water, dude.
I don't know why. That's
Yeah,
I'll see you fight a guy.
I
That's
would.
just that much of
I've
peat in
punched
there.
somebody in the mouth.
I actually thought about you tonight because my parents came to the restaurant tonight. We did a wine tasting. So my mom went up to the wine tasting.
Oh, yeah.
My dad's sitting downstairs drinking whiskey. And
I know what he had.
so he had a glass of Jameson to start his night off with. And I said, "Have you had the birthday bourbon yet?"
That's what
Because
I
I've
thought he was
got
gonna say.
yeah.
Oh.
I got a bottle of that sitting on the bar
That's
right
what
now.
I want to start out with. It.
So I went and poured him a little taste of that. So I haven't even talked to him. I set the glass down and came home.
Okay.
So I don't even know if he liked it or not.
Interesting comments so far. So we've got a mix here. We've got some guys that are like me. We've got some guys that are like you,
Bourbon.
like both. You're kind of more bourbon, tilting towards Scotch, really. I mean, we've kind of
He's a bourbon aficionado.
I enjoy the Scotch that's very bourbon-esque, kind of.
Yep.
So like the
Nice.
Ball Blair 90.
I think it's very clear you like that one.
I don't know what you're
Oh.
talking about.
There's somebody who knows what's
About
up.
to-
Elijah Craig 12 converted you to bourbon.
There you-
I miss that bottle, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
yeah.
There's guys like both. There's guys that are very new to Scotch that are on the bourbon side, is like you. There are people that are like me. So it's kind of interesting. A lot of guys like the whole shebang of rum and Irish whiskey as well. So
I mean, I think it's, once you start getting into whiskeys, it's fun to experiment with the styles. Because, I mean, I've had Irish whiskeys that I absolutely adore. There's a lot of bourbons that I enjoy. I'm not a huge rye whiskey guy. There's a few that I've tried that I've been okay with, and people keep telling me, "Oh, you got to try it." But then I've met some hardcore whiskey guys that are like, "Nope." So I
With
may end up
Scotch?
in that camp. I don't know. But Scotches, you can just bring it on. I got you covered. It's cool. I'm gonna take care of it for you. And some of the other world whiskeys that we've tried have been pretty good too. So, Ball Blair 90. Ooh. Yeah. How much of that is left? Probably not enough, right?
I thought that was already dead. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I better not touch it. Can't be responsible for that one.
I'll fight him.
Ball bean, Doublewood, converted. Okay. Buffalo Trace. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. There's so many good whiskeys.
Yeah.
Not just scotches or bourbon. Like there's just a ton of good whiskey out there. Canadian whiskeys, Irish whiskeys.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah,
there's a ton of stuff.
I think we're all in agreement on that one. I'm actually,
except for White Walker.
I think you mentioned in a comment of ours that your review's coming out on Saturday, so I have a feeling it's going to be very similar to ours based on
your comments. Yeah. I can't wait to watch.
He's gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
I hope Bart's wearing like a Ice King helmet or something. I don't know, mask.
I wish I had more.
I'm sure there's a Game of Thrones board game, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm sure
there's got to be a Game of Thrones board game.
I would think so.
It's like Risk, but kind of different.
From Swami, and it was.
So here's another question I'll propose out there. Let's do a quick round the horn on regions, right? Islas, Baysides, Highlands, Lowlands. It's been a while since we've done that before. Curious to see what's your go-to region, right? Are you an Isla person? You like the peat and smoke? Are you more of a Speyside, balanced and
sweeter Highland?
The sherries. Or are you more of a Highland, more of the feathery? Or how about the Orkneys, or or the Isles, Skye, or something like that? So curious to see what you think. What about you? We'll start with you.
Man, I'll tell you what. I like Mark. I'm a mood drinker, so now that we're getting into colder weather, I find that I lean more towards either cask strength stuff or the peated scotches or really big, bold sherry bombs. Something with a lot of flavor, a heavy, deep scotch. As it gets warmer outside, I'll lean more towards Speyside and Highland, especially Highland as it gets hotter, to just get that lighter, fruitier style. I like Irish whiskeys when it gets really hot. Nice Middleton or something like that. Redbreast, Green Spot, like all of those are awesome.
Campbelltown, wow.
So nice. You know what? Campbelltown's funny because the people that are Campbelltown people are Campbelltown people. Yes, you are not going to convert them. It's like a cult classic movie fan, right? Like they're all in and they don't care what you got to say.
Right. You say what you want, but we're drinking.
It's small crowd, but fiery. Right. So, which, you know what? We've had a few, and they're good. I got no problems with that. And I think that those are kind of left out of the conversation a lot of times. So, nothing wrong with that. All right. Drew, what do you got, man? What's your favorite?
I actually am really fond of the new region that's out right now. Have you heard of it? It's called Cask Strength.
That's my region, too.
That's my region right now.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
I am all over the place. Depends. I have switched back and forth so much. I guess I'm kind of in the mood as well. But right now, I'm back to my first love of the Spey and the whole sherry stuff. I can't get enough of it again. I moved off of that. If you remember,
yeah,
or so
you were
ago.
A hardcore peat guy for a minute.
I went to Isla. I still enjoy the Isla stuff, but man, I just right now I'm drinking at home. I've got the old Poltneys. I've got the Glendronachs. I've got
Glendronach.
Just freaking Glengoyne. All the nice sweet sherry stuff. I'm really into that again. I've got some nice Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottles too that are just outstanding. Like the abundance of fruitcake I've got, and I've got the one recently just explodes.
You
the
are
cast
you're a sherry head.
I'm really
in general,
into
you're
it
a sherry.
I am. But I do appreciate a really good Isla. I know your wheelhouse is Islas. I really appreciate a good one. The Port Ellen. All these guys, they don't know what you are?
They don't know what you are.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Could have gone either way.
That was actually, I feel like a talk show was. I was
segueing
segueing to you as I was turning and talking like a sportscaster. Go.
All right. I like Islas. Just so you know.
Done. Period. Mic drop.
Mic drop.
I'm done. I'm walking away.
The beauty of Isla is it's not all heavily peated. Yes, that is the inherent character. That's the primary flavor profile you get when you do an Isla. You get peat, you get sea spray, you get some of them are earthy, some of them are smoky. Again, you can balance that depending on what your mood is. But you also have Kilchoman that has some really lemony, sweet scotches as well. They're not peated, but they're still Islas. And the beauty of those is I like whatever Kilchoman's doing.
Are there any Kilchomans here?
I think
maybe one
the body in those is just really nice. Yeah. So, and they do lots of unique caskings, so you can get almost anything you want from them if you really want to change your flavor. But yes, I do respect, and occasionally those sherry bombs where they're really rich in Christmas cake kind of flavors. Those I really get into those too. but generally, I don't drink like multiple glasses except like Thursday nights. So I'll do like a quarter cask, which is really a good everyday balance, kind of the little sweetness in it, good smokiness, and that's kind of I've got on my bar.
But you do, I mean, you're a mood drinker as well. I think we all are.
Yeah, we are.
But for the most part, you're kind of tethered to the whole island.
I like the rich, bold flavors. I very rarely will do something like a Mikey or Bay where it's almost lemony. When I buy Highlands, I'm usually disappointed because they don't have enough flavor for me. So I don't have a lot of Highlands on my bar. That's just the way I am.
But you have surprised me in the last year or so when you start talking about the port finishes and some of the other really rich sherries. To your point.
Well,
so
again,
you appreciate that as well, which is hard to do as an Isla guy because I mean that's smoky peatness and you're switching right to a rich sherry. It's kind of a hard switch.
It is, but
it's a hard turn.
The key is if you know what they're doing. And you know what their intent is of making that bottle, I can analyze it and say, wow, they did a great job.
Right.
Whether it's more in my wheelhouse or not.
No, you're really good at that. Yep. What about you guys? You want to start with you?
I'm been on a cask strength kick for quite a while now.
Speaking of which.
But I kind of want to pull something else out to have you try it because it just blew my mind the other day, and I don't know why. Yeah. I don't have an area. Wherever Ball Blair and Kubokin's from, that's my area right there. I would have to say, I can't go wrong with those. And Glenmorangie, you were mentioning Glenmorangie. Any of those I've enjoyed. Where is that? What section is that?
It's the Highland, isn't it?
Leave that.
Where's this
Highland?
bay?
This is Bay.
I think it's the Highland.
Glenmo.
So this is Paul, right?
That's right.
So what do you have any regions you want to discuss?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm with Bob H. I think he said just Scotland. I think
Scotland.
that's,
Scotland region.
kind of just summarize the whole thing.
But you like the
Just makes up for
Glenmo.
drinking that.
Glenmo is good, and
You know what I'm saying?
But I like that. So those are. I don't mind the peatiness. I can drink that.
Don't do it. Not yet.
Glenmorangie.
No?
Not yet.
All
I
right.
want you to try
So
this.
the open is more, if I
You probably know
remember
what
correctly,
it is,
more of the
No.
briny sea as
It
well,
is.
right? So you get more of the sea salt clam flavoring going into the casks.
Yeah, whereas the Glenmo, they're the ones with the tallest stills in Scotland, so they get those heathers.
I think we get called out in that
Yeah,
region.
I did.
Really?
Glenfiddich
Yeah.
does it. It's Glenmo.
Really?
Glenmorangie has
Okay.
the really tall stills.
All right.
I was
So they get the floral, they
completely
get the heathers, they get.
Gotcha.
That's kind of
That's your thing, huh?
So that's,
Okay.
All right,
Whose
we
glasses
we
are
have to
empty?
shut up
Whose
because
glasses are
I'm
glasses are empty?
What's going
well,
on?
mine's not.
He's got one more surprise.
Anybody that
I
watches
hate to
or
shoot
checks
on
out
blue.
my Instagram page
Don't know if that was
knows what this is, which completely floored me yesterday. Rebel Yell 10-year.
Is that bourbon?
It's a
Yep.
bourbon.
I'm assuming it's a bourbon.
Is that a whiskey?
Was
Tequila?
amazing. So I wanted to bring it over. Definitely have Sean try it,
All right.
and then definitely have.
He's gonna punch you.
No, that's fair.
Thomas,
And
I have to quote you on that. I think everybody knows Andrew's wheelhouse. He quotes in every episode.
So what made you open this one, man?
I
Wheelhouse. That's the whole thing.
wanted something
mention
different. I was
No.
talking to Tom R last night. I was like, man, I need something else. And so I was like, you know what? This has been sitting there. I looked at it. Let's open this.
Rebel Yell 10.
It just floored you?
And
And so
it
what-
was just absolutely amazing.
Explain us what ABV, do we know?
It's
bottling,
100
barrel?
ABV or 100
50.
ABV, 100 ABV whole.
Wow, it's 100% alcohol.
I'm gonna bring that back a little bit. 50% or 50 ABV, 100 proof.
Wow.
It is
Smells
like
good.
if anybody saw it, the vanilla. And I figured out today. I was like, what is that dark fruit and
Why'd
the
you put
cherries
cap
and
on it?
whatnot?
So
And
would
I
still
figured it
wanna
out.
hand it
There's
to
a
you. Why you gotta be
there's
that
a
guy?
cherry. If you go to the in the cocktail aisle,
Yep.
there's like that $20
Mm-hmm.
thing of cherries.
Yeah.
I can't think of what
Oh, those are.
brand it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really thick and dark, and that's what it reminded me of. I was trying to really pick it out last night, but
So I just
Wow.
laughed because Steve D said I'm getting a Scotch for Dummies tattoo this weekend. If you get that tattoo,
Who is?
you're getting a bottle of Scotch or two.
Oh, I was going to say a bottle hanger, but probably bottle of Scotch is more.
I think yeah.
But you know what's funny?
Yes, we will give this to the first person to show us a true Scotch.
Well, my thing was I figured after the New York Whiskey Expo we'd probably all have Scotch for Dummies tattoos.
I think Bob at KB or have something lined up for that.
It's got the tattoo.
Got the design already done.
Yeah, oak, vanilla.
Here's the bourbon.
That dark, that whatever brand of cherry that is. That's
It's not
that's what I.
maraschino. It's those dark cherries
Yeah.
you use in old
Black
fashions.
cherry?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's more your black cherry.
And then the classic
Wow.
little
Says,
bit
what
of
is it, Lusardo cherry?
little bit of oak, not
Leucone?
a ton.
Somebody said it on here.
Lusardo cherries.
Luxardo cherry.
Lusardo.
Vegas Art knows what's up. Yeah.
Yellow.
There's some wood in that too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Steve said
Oh.
he's serious.
No, that is. Yeah, they're. You're right. There are dark cherries and oak in that, and that's my first sip. Let's explore this a little.
When I first opened it last night, I was like, vanilla bean. That got.
It's got a good depth of flavor, man. I mean, it's got the cherries and the vanilla. It had a nice oak right up front that I noticed.
What's going on there?
Toasted marshmallows.
Ah, you son of a gun. Thanks, sir.
Scotch
Wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse. All right, I'm going in.
Okay, please do.
Oh, you haven't tried it yet?
I would say those higher proof bourbons. I do like
But it's not hot at all.
It's not
It's
hot.
at 100.
Right?
It's not hot at all.
It's not hot, but it's hot. I mean, it's not going to kill you hot, but I mean, it's there.
It's
I
got
can
a little
feel it.
something. But I really enjoy it.
It gives you the
I like that.
slight Kentucky
Gives
snuggle.
you the
The Kentucky
It's kind of-
snuggle.
What is
I
it?
think you should.
Not a.
you do
This
need
is a
that.
Kentucky hug. Tell you what, 131 proof.
Yeah,
That's
that brings the
Kentucky
thunder,
hug.
man.
This one kind of snuggles up next
So
to
you
you
know
and says,
what?
"Hey, I'm here."
Elijah Craig is my bag.
Well, yeah, it is, and mine too.
I love Elijah Craig, man.
But
Saying,
I
Paul?
think to
I
take
just want
away
to say,
some of
I don't
that
want to
long
pass
Kentucky-
up the fact that Steve said he was serious about this tattoo. So if you really get this
Not
tattoo,
serious about
I'm serious. You better. I'm serious about you being serious. You send us a picture of this, we'll hook you up with something. This
He didn't
is
say how big. Either.
Burnt toast tramp stamp. Steven's husband.
that's awesome. Totally cool.
Bourbon for Dummies is on next.
All right. So what are you saying?
I was
about
going to
this?
say that to finish that, I think the idea would be to throw a little bit, or just like a drop of water into that to release
Just to
just to
open
let
it up.
Open it up.
That's a
It
great
may
idea.
be, just because of that hardness to it, I think it'll release the toxin there.
Hey, guess what? The Whiskey Scout's on. Nice to
There
see
you
you,
go.
sir.
Whiskey Scout.
Cheers, man.
Deanston 30 man.
Splash.
Mm.
Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Elijah Craig, sure.
So,
That is
so
really nice.
If we move to the Elijah Craig, do we need to do the Bart technique of filling your mouth with spit because it's 63%?
Nah.
I don't know. I was on the Scott side. so I don't know what they
65.5,
got
you mean?
So what Bart recommended to do was fill your mouth with spit, so when you take a sip of that, it doesn't burn you out. You just kind of.
But that's my favorite part.
Well, then you don't have to worry about it.
That might have been the Balvenie talking, having second thoughts. See,
That is.
that's why you got to do it while you're having enough Balvenie in you.
You're welcome to.
Then it's all good.
Lee, everybody say hi to Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Lee, you know I'm going to ask you. Please tell me you have some good news for me because we are dying.
Yeah,
I told these
open it
guys
up.
that there's a chance, and they're like,
Yeah.
"There's a chance? What? There's a chance she's going to come? And Mark too?" Like, yeah.
Because we thought we were going to have to wait till spring when we come down to your fishing camp.
I hope it's possible. Hey, the good news is we can go a little long tonight, guys. So applause because unfortunately Telex
I
cannot
guarantee
do
you-
his after show.
My wife would drink the heck
He
out of
is
that.
he is ill tonight, unfortunately.
That's
So good
really
wishes to Telex, but we'll probably go on a little extra, not too much.
So, while bourbon is generally not my wheelhouse, the breadth of flavor in that bourbon, I have to say, is
it's really good.
well done.
How much is that
I
bottle?
like this one.
I'm sure
Between 50 and 60.
That's
think.
not bad at
That's
all.
not bad.
Not bad at all.
You didn't have to knife anybody to get it?
Where'd you find it?
Actually, I was in a place that I think in
In the right place at the right time kind of thing?
place. At
So
the
this
right
is not
time.
something that's on the shelf right now, or it is?
Probably
Oh,
not. No.
Gotcha.
You didn't have to trade any favors or anything
No,
like that
no,
for it? All right.
I
no.
want you to open this.
No.
I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
No.
Opening
This is excellent. It's really good stuff.
down there.
No,
I'm
I
assuming
think
it's one of those.
I'm going to save a little
Whose is it?
Bob.
for Eric Waite.
Yes,
Save him
sir.
I'm going to bring you some.
He'll be out here pretty soon.
Yeah.
That'll be
And
good.
Tom.
Yep.
So,
That'll be a good time.
yeah.
That dinner's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm excited just to see the people.
Actually, I've got. I was talking to the chef today, and we've got wild boar coming in next week, so we can mess around with it.
2017.
So I think we're going to mix in some ground bacon into the meatballs.
I've never
and
had any of that stuff on the menu, so I'm
Really,
actually.
it's gonna be.
I'm so
everything
excited
you
to try
talk
it.
about.
It'll
The only thing
next
I'm not
level.
going to be excited to try, I'll be honest, is the cheese part.
All right. So here's the deal.
Really? It's cheese. So
Yeah.
what?
This
Not
this
bad.
is not your normal cheese. Like, this is nothing you can buy in the store. This is next level stuff.
Toe jam cheese.
No.
It's not going to work.
Nah.
I will try it.
I beg to differ, dude.
I will try it.
I know you eat like my wife, but
I'm not that bad. I am in the side of her, but not that bad.
well, I told her tonight that we sold a bunch of couples tickets, and she's like, "That's sad because I'm not going." I was like,
I
"You
asked my
can
wife
go."
if she wanted to go. She said, "No, you guys do that on your own. You guys do that Scotch thing on your own."
Like, all right. My dad's going.
I know.
I think my wife's going.
Is she?
Uh-oh.
Well, that'll be entertaining.
Katie's gonna go then, probably.
I almost have to. I feel like the other two wives should go too. I'll make Linda go. It'll be fine.
I'll make.
Don't make Linda go if she doesn't want to go.
Drew, get off the kale, bro. What?
What? Got the what? Kale?
Kale?
Oh, you cow.
Nightbot is drunk. Why is Nightbot drunk?
What's Nightbot doing?
No, it's telling him to go to Patreon. So I will tell you, if you are a Patreon member, you have seen some unique content this week that and some previews of videos that nobody else has seen. So there is some advantage. It doesn't have to be expensive, and it doesn't take much to be part
We
of
should
that.
probably talk about what we did Monday.
Actually, we've got. I mean,
Yes.
I don't want to sound like we're selling out on Patreon stuff, but it's a really cool thing. We're putting a lot of extra effort behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's
And what
the
you're
key.
getting ready to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we posted a lot of stuff. We've got a whole new thing coming up next week that we're going to start posting out there specific to our Patreon. So, can you hit it?
Yeah, so Monday we were well, I should go back. I wish Mark was here because he was kind of the lead guy on this
He did.
deal.
No way.
But Deanston, a few months ago, decided they were going to send somebody over from their distillery to kind of do a U.S. media tour kind of thing, right? They're going to go around the country and just kind of be the face of Deanston. And so they had a lot of people apply for this spot, and the guy that won was actually the mash man that works at Deanston Distillery. His name's Andrew, super nice guy. So he's based out of Chicago, basically, while he's over in the States. And so he contacted us, which is weird, because who would want to come hang out with us, right? But he did, and he wanted to come down and hang out with us. So he actually came down from Chicago on Monday. Andrew picked him up downtown,
Yep.
brought him out here, and so we actually, because there was 5 of us, but we all wanted to kind of talk, we actually had an interview couch.
Yeah.
So
Felt like Oprah.
we set up on the other side of the basement, and he brought a couple of bottles. We had some stuff that he had never tried from
cool.
Deanston, and he also brought some Bunnahabhain and Tobermory,
Yeah.
which was awesome. So he had some stuff for us to sample. We got to hang out with him. He was here all night. We ended up shooting a review of a certain bottle that a certain guy on here let these two bring home from Wichita. And it was awesome. We had a really great time. So Drew's got a ton of raw footage.
Yep.
I think we
A
shot
ton.
about 3 hours plus.
I think we had like 7 or 8 bottles, right?
We literally
at least.
we literally put the camera up and just talked.
Yep.
And it was not planned. We were just having a good time.
Yep.
We were talking. We drank some scotch.
The guy was so cool.
But we were talking. We were taking tiny sips, and it just was a good time. I mean, talking to a mash man at a distillery. We talk about Deanston. It used to be a cotton mill with 1,500 people. It's like, yeah, there's 13 people working there now.
Yep.
Hey guys, jeez. And but the key is, these people. This guy, did the hard work in the still or in the mashing the grains, and he applied for the shop.
You know what? It's funny. Talking to him was kind of like talking to the guy from Wolfburn.
Yes.
Like, we all sit around all day, dreaming of working at a distillery or doing a job like that. But, the guys that actually do it, it's just their job. They go in every day just like we do, and they do their thing.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Hold on. Stephen A.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
That's fire, man. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, get you some, man.
So this is a bottle that you brought us.
Yeah.
Andrew brought us. The organic
15
15.
organic, yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah,
so
it was
that's
very
going
good.
on there and stuff. The guy was great. I mean, I love Deanston right now. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's so much fun sitting down. Like, you talk to the ambassadors and some of those kind of people, and they're knowledgeable, but they can be a little stuffy sometimes. Whereas the guys at the distillery, I mean, it's their job, and so you're asking them questions about how they do their job. He had a chemical background, so,
he was a geologist.
He was geologist.
And so, he describes, working the mash tun and, what that's like. And, it's like
There's a lot of inside
9 hour
information
process.
about what's going on.
Yeah.
We learned, so.
I mean, Deanston is distilling 2 million liters of alcohol a year. That is not with 13 people. I mean, that's no joke. That is no joke. They're using 10 tons of grain per mash. I mean, it's a big deal. So it's cool to talk through that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fun from a technical standpoint because we kind of geek out on that stuff, right? But it was fun to talk to him and really get some, like, behind-the-scenes kind of questions answered.
If you want to
it was
see
fun.
some of this stuff, just go be a patron first for $1. That's
It's
it.
$1
You'll
a
see
month.
it all.
It's
Yep.
not a big bet.
All right, moving on.
All right.
Okay.
What do you got there?
What?
Is that what you
He's
tried?
a Bordeaux Red Cask.
That's good.
What do you think of that?
It'll
I'm a new fan.
punch you in the face a little bit.
That punched me hard, but I'll tell you what,
It's-
putting a little bit of that.
Does it drop the
Is
water
it
on
in
it?
It's really good. The
Makes
Bordeaux. It's really, really
What do you
good.
got?
Oh man, so this is actually a pretty good bourbon. I'm starting to slowly appreciate good bourbons. I've not been in that kind of a mindset for a while, but Scott kind of turned me on to it, and then this guy's turning on to it. So thank you. What the heck?
Eric,
Wait.
wait.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Wheelhouse.
And we got to be going to look for Dr. Don Livermore.
All right,
All right.
good deal.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Is that another Bond?
so I'm ready for
Bond
this
building?
Elijah Craig now.
Yeah.
I think I might
He's on
have
the
to.
bourbon trip.
He's like,
He just brought that to show.
yeah, look at it.
All right, he just showed off.
We could have this, but we're not going to. I'm going to put that
Paul
back
said,
in the box.
"Let me clean my glass." Come on, I'm ready for that. Hold on, let me do that.
He's
There's
not
no
driving,
hurry.
is he?
There's no hurry. It's still going to be there.
Yeah, well, he may have to hang out a little while afterward.
Maybe
Just a tip.
Thanks, sir. So I never heard
Oh,
from
no, just a little
Lee.
splash. There we
I
go.
called her out. I
Just a
never
splash.
heard any
I know.
response.
I
So
know.
I don't know what's going on.
I assume she's talking to Mark to see if they're a go. We're waiting on the good news.
Yeah. I missed it. So
So,
That smells a tad hot.
oh my
30,
gosh.
Not in a bad way.
131.
Oh, the vanilla though on that.
Yeah, oh,
that
no.
is a vanilla bean,
It smells amazing,
Whoa.
man.
oh, that's good.
Oh my gosh.
That's so good.
There's not as much cherry in
Oh,
that.
How I
It's
got
not
this bottle.
oak. Okay, tell us the story.
Okay. The bottle wasn't full. Have a neighbor, very nice neighbor. Love my neighbors. This neighborhood is absolutely awesome. Hey, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.
Cheers, man.
Glad to have you in
Thank
this Scotch.
Thanks for joining us.
Glad we could help.
But a friend of mine decided that he needed to step away from alcohol.
That's strong.
Okay.
And he said, would you like the rest of my Elijah Craig barrel proof? And I kindly,
Well,
very
maybe,
colorfully,
yes.
said, yes, please.
I suppose I could take it off your hands. Right?
Oh, twist that arm. Twist that arm.
Man.
But yes, so it was half full. I had a couple glasses before I brought it over, and now I'll stay here until it's gone, until it dies.
Well, we got to finish it before Mark gets home.
Yes, we do.
Mark doesn't like bourbon.
I'm getting butterscotch.
Yeah, you
I don't
will.
know. I don't.
Yeah, right there.
That stuff's fire
Oh,
right
It's
there.
like a Werther's original almost.
Yep.
And I haven't even
Almost.
put it in my mouth.
Mm.
Hotter than that.
You know what's funny? I'm getting this. You guys are gonna laugh.
Okay.
I love when you come up with stuff, dude.
I
I
know.
really do.
Little sayings.
I'm like, I can't wait to hear this.
I do come up with some crazy stuff, but I get celery salt.
What? What did you put in your glass?
No, I mean, no,
Did
it's,
you mix
it's
up a Bloody
good.
Mary?
But I'm like, there's a hint of celery salt going on.
All right. Now I'm going to have to look for it because I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, I'm crazy. I come up with some crazy stuff. Yeah, it's definitely probably the corn
I think
influence,
it needs some water to.
and maybe probably the alcohol
Oh.
burn coming off.
Steve Ace having the same thing.
Cool.
Cheers
buddy.
to that, man.
Cheers, buddy.
Whew. That stuff brings
So
the
this
thunder
doesn't,
right
this
there.
doesn't have nearly the sweetness, like the overpowering sweetness of most bourbons. I think.
That's hot.
No.
It's brought down. It's more muted.
This is the same
but
one
it's
that you
more-
had.
Whoa!
It's more savory.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Steve, thank you.
Yes, it is a delightful drink.
I don't get that syrupy, like corn
Yeah.
sweet.
That's so good.
It's a much more refined glass than that.
It's like right here the entire time. The balance is perfect. The corn, there's not so much of the corn, and then from bourbon I always get the sweetness of it. It's a nice balance. It's
Still there.
tame.
It's still there.
And it's a short finish for me.
Yeah, I still am just.
Now it's
It's
clean.
got the Kentucky hug, right?
Yeah.
Kentucky
yeah,
hug.
That
yeah.
really gets you.
Right here, tugging your heart.
Yeah.
You know
Little
what?
bit.
The weird thing is, they added some water to it, and it did sweeten it up.
Yeah,
So it's all, maybe it is better.
I have tried it with
That's right.
water, but
I'm gonna put a little
with
bit of water on
me
'cause
being
it
on
is
cast drink
hot.
for
This
past
is more than
9 or
cast
10
drink.
months, I
Well, this is
can't.
like
I can't
fortified.
do
I'm
it.
gonna water it down to 120 proof.
Hey, there's no burnt toast here. Don't worry.
No, just a sweet.
This is enjoyable. It's hot as shit.
Oh, Steven,
It's
I
hot
feel
as-
there's been many bottles of Booker's on this bar.
Yes, we have.
Just because we don't put it on camera doesn't mean we don't drink it. There's a lot of stuff back behind that bar.
Yeah, there's like Malibu rum back here.
We should do like we should take a picture back here one day and just post it and say what are we drinking tonight and let everybody choose it.
Let somebody choose it.
Yeah.
I hope it's the Ron
Well,
Jeremy rum.
I know.
Well, that's probably a
They'll be
bad
like-
idea. Never mind. Scratch that.
Can you zoom in on that bottle right there? What is that? 12
It's-
year.
You've got to be kidding me.
Right? That's why I had to buy it. Why would you not buy that?
And it was on
It's got his face on the bottle.
And it was on clearance.
Long, smooth taste.
The
Right?
long, smooth taste of Ron to Jeremy rum.
Mm.
That
I'll
is-
tell you what,
that is
just a
good
little
whiskey.
bit of water on here to bring the burn down
I
just a
wasn't
little
red
bit,
already. I'd be
smooths
red.
it all out,
That's
makes it
really
like
good
butter.
That was good whiskey. Really good.
No, water.
Oh, I thought you said. If you put a little more on it.
Welcome to the bar, everybody.
So I would have to say that maybe he's converting us to bourbon.
Maybe he's starting to switch it up.
He's not converting me. I knew about bourbon.
Bourbon shenanigans may be influencing the
So
Scotch for Dummies.
what's the
guys-
story with you? Are you doing YouTube? Hey,
We got a lot of
Yeah,
DF
movie.
Movie. Cheers, brother. Thank
Thank
you so
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We look forward
What's
to
not to look for? I'll tell you what. I've been looking forward to Thursday night this week, like since Monday.
Yeah.
I've been looking
I know.
at since Friday.
I've been training at work, and I'm like, I got it.
Part of it was just it was a long week, and part of it was I kind of wanted to beat up on the White Walker a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But don't divert my attention.
Okay. To me,
Are you doing Instagram or YouTube? What's
I am
what's your
doing
goal?
right now. I'm trying to put out Instagram stuff.
Okay.
I need to learn how to do the Instagram live a little bit. I am going to be on a live YouTube possibly Saturday.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yes.
Who are you gonna be on?
Swami.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Malted in Montreal.
Sure. Go for it.
In Montreal, I'll join you. If I can get my stuff to work because I have no idea how to use any of that.
Do you want to use our stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
All
getting.
you use your phone, really.
I don't know. That's an iPhone 6.
We'll walk you through it, man.
It should still work through.
It'll be all
So
good.
if you're going to be
I'm
on
going
the
to
show,
join him. I'm
you-
excited about that.
Can you let us know
We're
for
gonna
sure?
talk
We'll
some
tweet
bourbon.
it out and make sure everybody comes in and tunes in.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
is that a well? Is he gonna do Google Hangouts or do you know?
I have no idea. I'm going to contact him.
Some sort
He
of weird
contacted me a
Canadian
little
thing.
today.
Canadian
It's gonna
Hangouts.
be- Canadian Hangouts.
Steve wants you to do a Bourbon for Dummies channel.
Yeah, I'd fit right into that.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
I'd be your best candidate.
But he's not though. You know your
I'm
bourbon.
an idiot.
I know. I drink bourbon, and I recognize stuff, and I know things.
Oh,
I drink bourbon.
Apologies, DF newbie. Thank you, ma'am.
But yeah, I'm excited about that to just dabble in that a little bit. But a lot of it's Instagram, bourbon shenanigans, Instagram,
Which is good.
So,
You're going to be Instagramming stuff from our Scotch dinner, right?
yes,
There you go.
for both you guys and me.
There you go.
So,
Beat that. It's going to be fun.
it'll
We're
be
gonna have a
fun.
good time.
You'll be doing
I'm super
Hangouts, by
excited.
the way, more than likely. So
Yeah,
Hangouts,
probably.
it'll work fine on your phone. It really will.
I'm getting a camera similar to what this
Oh,
is.
for your computer. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
So
that'd be much.
That's probably better because it'll have more processing power.
yeah.
There's been
We'll see what happens.
there's been talk at my work of cigars to pair with the last Scotch.
Ooh, I like that idea.
What the what?
You know, I haven't had a good cigar in a while. I missed out and with Scott in the group. I didn't smoke, but
Well, I'm
just
not
make-
saying you have to. It's just an option.
Sean, this just makes me smile.
Man, I have never had a glass of Elijah Craig that I regretted drinking.
No.
I can't say that for all the liquor sitting on this.
I'm not even going to try anymore, newbie, because I'm just going to mess up. So I'm just going to be quiet and say thank you.
For what?
I called her ma'am, and she didn't like that either. So.
Don't
So
listen
I
to.
will have to agree with Whisk that Wild Turkey 101 over Makers. Of the bourbons I would drink more often, the ryes. I tend to like a little more of the spiciness in the rye. So I would tend to agree, especially my wife and I, do gobble coals all the time.
Oh, gobble colas.
Wild
You
Turkey
guys
101 and Coke.
You do.
That is a good mix because the rye and
My
the
wife
sweetness of the
calls
Coke-
it kicking chicken.
Chicken.
The
It's the
kickin'
same
chicken.
thing. But the thing
So-
is, we've tried it with other bourbons, and it's too sweet. But when you add the rye whiskey in it, it really
So you get
balances,
that
it balances
spicy-
much
Yeah.
better than a sweet bourbon. But it's a Wild Turkey's.
I started out with
I
my
have to
uncle
agree.
doing Maker's Mark. That's how I started.
I used to drink Maker's Mark Manhattans for a long time.
I had a roommate in college that brought home this bottle with this red wax on it, and I'm like, what is he doing? What is
What is
I'm
that?
like, really? It's not Jim Beam or Jack and Cokes? And he'd just drink that straight, and it was like,
Somebody's called me out on this. So, Glenfiddich 3-pack sampler.
Oh, that was a good. That was a
The
good
12, 15, 18. We posted that
is it gone?
week or
Week
so
or
ago.
two ago? Yeah, a week ago, I think.
It's actually doing pretty good. We'll get some good hits on that one too. But this was an interesting review. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out it's a blind tasting I did. I bought this
Just to mess with us.
in Illinois. I saw this. It's actually I'm not sure the price on it now, but it's a really good idea if you're fond of Glenfiddich or you're curious about the different years here. It's a really good sample pack to go through and kind of figure out. I took the guys and did a blind tasting with you guys. You
Yep.
knew it was Glenfiddich, but that was it.
That was it.
And it was a pretty much a live. Everything was live, and you guys decided which one was which. And it was actually pretty interesting. At the end of the day, the price wise, I'm going to spoil it for you a little bit, but the 18 is delicious. I've always loved the 18, but I think for what we ended up choosing was a 15 based on
I chose it,
old
yeah.
overall price.
Yeah.
The Solera batch method on
And,
that.
and you know what's funny? We used to love that bottle.
Mark loved
We
it for sure.
drank
Gee.
that bottle before
Like it
we
was-
started a channel.
Like it was a unicorn.
the
bottle.
15?
Yeah, I don't know how many bottles of that we went through.
Yeah.
And I hadn't had it in a long time, so it was fun to go back and try all those, especially head to head.
Yeah.
I was looking today on YouTube, and Scotch Addict the Facebook page there. Yep. A bunch of people are posting stuff. This is a time of year where everybody puts out a sampler pack.
Yeah.
And at first, everybody looks at them like
Costco.
Sampler pack,
Costco
right?
is like,
but you know what? If you really look, like some of those sampler packs are cheap. You know that Bruichladdich one that you had. I mean, the bottles were good-sized bottles,
they were
and
a
it
third
was
of a normal bottle.
yeah, and it really wasn't that bad because companies are trying to get you to try it to get you to become a regular buyer. You know, so I mean, you can get some good deals on that.
Glenmorangie has a Quinta Rubin, La Santa, and a 10. No, full bottles.
What?
750 bottles.
Wow.
They have a 3-pack of 750 bottles.
Wow.
For the alcoholic in your family?
$100.
That's a good deal, man.
That is, because you're going to spend $50 a piece.
What's in it? The
The 10, the La Santa, and the Quinta Rubin. Yeah.
Yeah, those are.
So pretty much you're buying 2 bottles, you're getting a bottle free.
You got an alcoholic in your family?
Bud sent a picture today too in Discord.
No,
What'd you say?
No, I do not.
Put a nickel.
That's poured.
Yeah,
But
I still have the Glenfiddich 15 and 14 in the gift set.
15 and 14?
I'm not sure what the price was.
2 glasses in it?
Yeah,
But
two
I'll tell you what,
glasses,
there's a ton of stuff like
there
that this
is.
time of year.
Has anybody gotten the Advent calendars? The whiskey Advent calendars?
I don't know how I feel about that.
I've looked at the bourbon one.
They're expensive.
And I'm like,
They're like $250.
Yeah.
But you
The
get like
bourbon-
you get like 28 or whatever
Yeah.
little essentially shots out of it.
I just come down here and have a glass. I can pour it as big as I want. Oh, we still got booze in those bottles?
Yeah, I didn't think you did.
Wait a tick.
I asked.
No, we don't have any
Don't
more
mind
in
if
there.
I do, sir. What were we thinking?
12
Or hard to
Pick a nice 18.
We got to get some of this stuff off the bar.
It's
you know
legal.
what I'm saying? Somebody should finish off that
18-year-old.
Deanston.
Dude, you want to finish that?
That'll put me in the ground. I don't think so. I like it.
I'm
but
with
I
you,
can't
brother.
do it right now.
I'm with you.
Bring a drive home.
There's a drive home, so
It makes it a little more difficult.
it's gonna make it rough.
Drink some water.
I don't even have to leave the basement if I don't feel like it.
I think this is actually. I would strongly urge you guys to buy this if you like one or two of them, or a great gift set. This is a really good gift set. I mean,
Yep.
you're not going to be unhappy with any of these bottles in here. They're all good. The 12 is just a little newer.
What you do is
younger.
you buy it for a friend, so then when you go to their house, they have good whiskey.
Unless it's one of us. And then it won't be there.
Gone.
I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. What Scotch?
Then you find out what a Chandor is.
Damn right. It's about half that bottle, I can tell you right
Oh,
now.
you got a 10.5 ounce glass there? Go ahead and keep going. Why are you stopping?
Does it have to be the 2008?
Mike, I got to tell you, that was excellent.
That's the series.
I mean, that was top-notch stuff.
Thanks, man. That was really good. You want me to take us home for you?
That
That's
is
staying here. That's
staying here.
That's staying here, and this is staying here. I gotta admit, this has to go back home with me
Yeah,
because
that's-
this is just
I'll tell you what,
so damn good.
that's a really good bottle.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
I
I like both
I
of
can't
those.
believe how good it was.
That's good. I like that too.
First time I had it, so
Well, since I'm all the way up into the cast strength territory, I guess it's all SMWS from here,
there you go.
You can't go wrong with that.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which ones are Mark's?
All of them?
Well, no, there's a couple that are
I
mine.
think there's a Drew.
There's a couple
Or did he
Drews.
take that
There's a
home?
couple of Drews. back
Oh, you know the one I want. Yeah, that's the one I want.
there. This is the fairground
I love that bottle.
cotton candy.
It's so good.
So we do have this 3-year-old
It's
that
60.
really is amazingly good.
I wasn't as impressed with that one. We tried
I liked
last
that
week.
one quite a bit.
So this is
Out of all the
Eden,
SMWSs, this has not been my favorite yet.
well, it's a 3-year-old,
I know.
and it's Eden Mill, which they just opened. So this is like the first whiskey out of Eden Mill that you
man.
can get,
Smell that.
and it's
What
not
is this?
bad. For cast strength.
All the
So
fun of the fair.
Now the problem with that is I don't think
It's
when you
all
water it
buttered
down, it
popcorn
handles
and
it.
cotton candy.
I don't
It
remember
was good at
being
cast
very
strength, but it was not. It didn't.
Is this Feast of the Hunter's Moon?
No, all the fun of the fair.
No, when you went to the Feast of the Hunter's Moon, you know that little area that they pop the popcorn?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Mm,
They've
that's what
been
I'm talking-
asking you to drink this forever.
Which one?
What? We just got it like 3 days ago.
Yeah, but he wants you to do it right now.
Oh,
I'm opening it, Bob. I'm
There
making
you
him
go.
drink it.
Lefroy Carchis, 2017.
What?
I'm like twisting his arm to open this.
No, do I have to? No. Here.
Or-
Pour it in his hand.
All right, here goes.
The belly button.
So-
You're not gonna like this.
So let's get some history on this. Is this this is cask strength quarter cask? Is that right?
Can you smell it? Or I smell
Oh,
it.
you smell like that.
No,
Oh
it's
my
not.
cow!
Yeah, he poured it.
I'm glad I don't have to drive home.
Walk you across the
I'm
street,
looking at
brother.
anybody.
No,
You might stumble.
Are you a pea guy?
No,
Do you
no,
like pea?
that-
Oh
smells-
my! Wow.
I reacted
Yeah?
strongly to that, but that
Yeah?
that's very. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Mm.
I should have kind of waited. Oh, Vegas art. Hey, man.
Thank you,
High
sir. We
proof
appreciate
night.
you.
We
Yes,
always
it
end up
is.
with high proof. You know, because
Good to see you, Vegas.
that's the way to
Thank you.
Yeah.
finish the night well. You start with low ABV and go to high ABV, right?
I started out with Grants. We have worked our way up into SMWS and really good bourbons. So I
Yeah,
feel like we
that's-
did it right.
That's like chaw of dirt. And
No, that smells
you just
good.
picked up
It
the
smells
peat
like
and stuck
quarter
it
cask.
in.
Yeah,
I
just
think that's what it is. But
just put a
No,
little
it's fine.
little between the old
It's
cheek
hot,
and gum.
too. That's got to be high ABV.
well,
What does-
yeah.
what does it say?
So Lefroy or
Holy.
That's got to
Bob,
be.
can you give just like a quick ABV? What their rough tagline is? I mean, I couldn't look it up, but if you know it,
That
on there?
is fire right there, dude. I am
It's
a
just Lefroy
huge fan
Carchis,
already.
2017.
I
What's it
am
called?
not even going to taste it. I already know I love it.
Lefroy
You get brine,
Carcass?
You
Carcass.
get some
Carcass.
carcass.
Fried carcass.
Or what is it?
Carcass.
Your sweet.
Now they're going to have to change the
We got
name.
some anise, some licorice, not anus. Anise.
Oh my
Thank you
God,
very
you
much.
guys. Carcass and anus.
It smells like
Nails are
Well,
definitely
thanks for
off.
joining us tonight.
It's 11:11.
Yeah.
It's time for us to
Yes,
stop.
we did move to the cast rank.
Plus,
This site says it's 57.2.
if I'm not mistaken, we have a movie to watch.
57.2 ABV on that guy, supposedly.
Last week's movie choice was Hot Dog, the movie. Classic.
So
Wow.
awful.
Classic movie.
Don't watch it. It's awful.
This
It
week's
is hot,
movie
but-
is an even larger classic. Kentucky Fried Movie.
Oh, great.
Kentucky.
First fill
Isn't that-
bourbon. Hey, first fill bourbon finished in American oak quarter casks.
Yep.
There you go.
Anything else?
Kilts are great to hike
Winner,
in.
winner.
I'll tell you what.
I'm in San Francisco.
Bob's turned into a Pete head.
Bob, he can't. He's not going to admit it.
Bob and no, he just did. Finished
What?
half that bottle.
He
Not
he's
bad for
talked
an
about
up and
that
coming
before.
Pete head.
57%.
he's talked about that earlier.
Man, I'm
That
totally
one's
getting
Carc-
licorice.
That's gonna
Yes.
stick with you, but that,
Cr-
Santa, good to see you, man.
Santa Cruz and good to see you, buddy.
Cheers,
Cheers,
brother.
brother.
Again.
How many we got on?
You were just in time.
Yeah. Look what I'm drinking.
Got a solid 60.
What I brought?
tonight.
We'll take that. We love it.
53 right now.
53
There we
on
go.
Thank you for staying with us.
Little
We
We're
appreciate
We're going
it.
over a little bit tonight.
Red, white, and blue.
I'm amazed at how much,
Tell
how
us.
much anise I'm getting out of that.
Chinese downhill. Hell yeah. Somebody who's seen that movie and admits it.
That's
awesome.
I love that you guys know this stuff.
Chinese downhill.
See you, Wine Light. Thank
Oh, if
you,
you
sir.
don't know, we're gonna have to
I
watch
don't
it
know what that
again.
is.
I think that's the first time I've seen Peace and Quiet.
Wine light, thank you, sir.
Hmm. I think this next class means I'm going to be late to work.
That's a spirit.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
I think a sip of that.
I have to call Megan from HR.
It smells
Megan from
wonderful.
HR will
that one I,
bring down the white
Brings the
thunder.
thunder, I can tell right now.
Well, the beauty of that is you take a sip and you can walk away. And it just continues to roll.
Drive around town.
Yeah, take
Mow your yard.
a cab.
Yeah, you could mow your yard between sips of that, and it would still be there. You still
That's
fix
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
I'm still trying to get all the flavor in it. I mean, whatever
that's
I'm tasting,
delicious.
I don't know
That
about
is
anise.
good.
I don't know about
This is
licorice.
delicious.
I'm not getting that. But
That's really good. No, put it back on the table.
That's going home with me. And the funny thing
As
is,
my son would say, awkward silence.
the nose on this is not that potent. But when it hits your palate, it just just blows up.
This guy said this whiskey tastes a lot like I'm going to be calling in sick. I said
You know what?
they should call something that.
I don't get you guys.
Working on Fridays? Yeah, some of us work
I
Fridays.
work every Friday, man.
Okay.
I just roll in.
But the
You
beauty-
guys even go home early. I
I'm
got to
s-
finish the movie.
I'm still going to be there at 6 o'clock.
You can't stop watching Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yes, you can.
No.
No,
Isn't that a
No,
bunch
no.
of commercials? Isn't that?
It's a bunch of skits.
Once you drink good quality Scotch, though, it doesn't affect you the
So, for those of you who were here
long
last
as you
week,
drink water.
my cousin Chad was here.
Oh.
He hit it hard because he came in early for. We were going to a football game on Saturday. He flew in early just to hang out and have some Scotch with us. Friday morning, I kind of woke him up because I was like, "Hey, man, it's like 9 o'clock, whatever." And he's like, "I feel like I should feel worse." So I guess that good quality Scotch is a good thing. However, I'm not going to do that again today.
All I know is I was here watching the show with you guys. I look back. He's behind us on this couch drinking water going, "You're all right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." I'm like,
He slept great. He was like, "You guys do it up on Thursdays." I'm like, I don't know. It's all right. But then we went to a college football game on Saturday, and I got to watch undergrads throw up. That was cool.
What?
nice.
Did you?
Kids.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Kids these days.
Kids these
Yeah,
days.
you were in Brothers,
Let me,
right?
no.
Or-
This was at the tailgate.
Oh, okay.
So we're sitting in my car tailgating, and we're drinking
I'll call it the boiler
Bloody
room.
Marys made with Lagavulin 16. All right?
Oh my God!
So I'm doing it upright, and I'm watching. There's a big tailgate across from us, and they're doing keg stands, and they're doing. They've got a box of wine that they've taken
I
the bag and the
remember that.
box out of the box, and they're just like hitting this box of wine and then doing keg stands. And I'm like, well, this isn't going to end well at all, right? And so
That didn't end well when we did.
as soon as I said that, there's like two dudes throwing up, and I'm like, oh yeah. Projectile vomit, good for you. That'll get the chicks, right?
It will.
Not so much. I did get to rush the field though, and it was a great game. So we had a lot of fun.
So you're going this week, right?
I wish.
Better.
I'm working.
No, you're calling in sick. You're
Somebody
going
just
because
going
they
out.
need to win.
We
I
got
know.
29 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down.
When?
Somebody doesn't like our content.
That's fair.
That's okay.
Everybody does that.
Doesn't break my heart.
I'm gonna lose sleep over that.
I'm pretty sure it
Not
was,
at all.
it was Eric.
He doesn't like the Nightbot.
Nightbot is pissed him off so much.
Nightbot
Nightbot wasn't snuggling up to him as much. So.
It happens.
It's all
That's
good.
not a pillow.
Well, the wheels are pretty much off.
Peace and quiet.
17 after. Should we
Yes,
go on
that
any
Steve
longer?
A. Try it.
We probably, for the mercy of others, we should probably end this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, bad things.
You've been calling
Shenanigans
calling
will-
in
Some
to
of us
work.
may-
Here we go. Cartoon Face, who I haven't seen on here, ask a question. We should probably answer that before we
Well, I
go.
haven't seen
Okay,
him on
what's
in a
that?
while.
He wants to know what whiskey's coming in the future. What do we have in the pipe, Drew?
Well, we have the Bruichladdich, I think, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That's in the
Bruichladdich.
pipe. We've got what else did we do, guys? I can't remember the night.
We already released that.
Did we do this one?
That was Monday.
No.
No.
What else did we do?
We did 3 reviews.
Bunnahabhain?
3 reviews in a row, so you don't remember any of them.
I can't
We'll
remember what
have
we
to
did.
get back to you on
I
that.
can't remember what we did. It's been a while, and we're past wheels are off. So
Yeah. Drew was the only one who probably remembers because he does all the editing.
Yeah.
Obviously,
God love you, dude.
there's a lot of editing, guys. A lot of editing. Oh my gosh.
I
Too
mean,
much.
we cut about half of Mark's talking out of each video.
That's the intent, yeah.
We should start with some kind of like
On-
poll, like some kind of special.
on behalf
character.
of all of us that watch them, thank you.
They're already too long at 17 minutes. I mean,
Right. Although the White Walker was entertaining. I watched that a
Mark,
couple of
I'm
times.
going to try to let them save you some.
Oh, we'll save it.
We'll see.
We got some at home. I thought we had some up here. I guess
No,
not.
we killed
He's
all
got
that,
some.
dude. We kill everything on this bar. All right, man. Are we done?
We ready to log
It
out?
feels like we're
Yeah.
there.
People are calling us
We
quitters,
better.
but it is late.
Well, we're not going to quit. We're just going to go over there and watch a movie.
We got pretzels.
We should probably throw that on Patreon. Oh, I've got peanuts. I've made guacamole.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be a good night.
Shoot.
Ooh,
You
boys.
thought you were leaving.
I thought I was leaving.
All right, guys. I guess that's it. Then.
Blackness.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks so much
Thanks
for
for
watching
coming.
and supporting us, guys. You guys are the best. Appreciate you guys being here every Thursday with us, hanging with us. I'll tell you what, the viewership is up. Subs are up. We're flying high. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. And just being with us.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks again. Yeah.
Thanks, man. We appreciate
Thanks for
it.
you
This
bringing
is
all
awesome.
stuff over,
Check
man.
out Patreon.
Hey, man. Dog came down to see you.
Molly.
Molly knows it's
Molly
time.
cam.
All I know is it's time for a snack. God love her. Cheers,
right,
guys.
guys.
We'll see you next week.
Take care now.
Cilantro.